out of here.
Is there anyone up here?
That gave legit goosebumps there.
She jumped off the bridge.
Are you counting me? Hi, this is Scott from BS Paranormal Investigations, and I am at the Patterson Inn in downtown Denver. And I'm going to find out if this place is haunted or if it's just BS. Me and my mask and dented beard. Alright. So all this works. Alright, we're gonna go at this again. You know what? Yeah. Let's do it. You can see the green light over there, perfect. Alright. So, I am in the bed. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Ugh. There we go. Alright. So, I'm on the bed. Basically, I'm recording everything I see, like, with my own eyes on camera. The room is darker than my own eyes perceive. I do perceive black and white. And so, yeah, I'm just here chilling on the bed. I do have IR on over there. I have IR on right there. So the room's pretty much covered when it comes to all the gear I have. So, Mrs. Patterson, are you in this room with me? If you are, there's like 5 ways you can communicate with me right now. One is, if you're cool with it, you can make that big green light over there turn red by like moving in front of it and like making the energy around it jump up. You can come near this device, near the foot of the bed, toward the right, and if you go near it, like your energy will make the lights beam up. Another thing you can do is you can move something in the room. That's a great way to get my attention, is to move something in the room. Another thing you can do is just try to talk to me at the top of your lungs. The louder you try to talk, the more I'm likely to hear. So, yeah, if you're up for it, why don't you go ahead and try to make yourself known to me a little bit. I'll give you plenty of time. That is somebody outside scraping ice. You can come near this device, near the foot of the bed. This is the room, and I'm gonna head out. Go try to catch some ghosts. stairs are super creaky though. Like real. So this is a very low-hanging space. It goes, you can actually hear other guests on this floor. There's only 2 rooms. But this is the space, this is the area I was told to check out. So there is electricity here. So I'm going to do a couple of things. Let's see. I feel like it should be just to come in here and sit down, have that just kind of lean in there. Like I said, this does feel very much like a fear cage. Gotta get some EVPs going. Like, this is where I am. Just kind of sitting in here. I do have a few anomalies in terms of just this room being a fear cage, like a mini fear cage. There's a lot of electricity running through here. There's a lot of just settling sounds. You can hear kind of the frost forming on the window. My jacket is kind of rubby-ish. So those are sounds that we're just going to hear. These are sounds I noticed as I got in here. I have no reason to think that this isn't going to be a normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill EVP. So all I have to do is keep my eye out for anything that feels out of place, I guess, because everything's going to be a little out of place, I think. Again, that's just going off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the other one, which I'm pretty sure I brought with me. I thought I brought it with me. Yeah, it's in my pocket. So that's going crazy. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so I need to be able to see this thing, and I'm sorry the camera doesn't. There we go. Change that to Fahrenheit. Everywhere else. See? Yeah. I think my K2 meter is just broken. The reality is if it was working right, I'd be getting the same readings on this as I get on that. And that's just not happening at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Like, nothing. Which tells me that the problem lies with this. Yeah, so the problem's with the K2 meter. Which means pretty much everything I've done with the K2 meter today just needs to be completely thrown out. This is my primary tool for connecting. There we go. And what I learned about this one is, if you well, that makes next to no difference. Is it even on? I don't even know if it has batteries. Oh, that's a huge difference, yeah. I'll leave that off for now though. one of the things I've noticed is that when you turn it sideways, you're always going to get a reading. Let's see if I can make that kind of... See, if you turn it sideways, you're always going to get a reading. It only accurately works when it's horizontal, on the ground, flat, and not kind of like on the ground vertically. So that's good to know. So yeah, is there anybody in here with me? If you're in here with me, you can come sit where I'm sitting. And if you come sit where I'm sitting, you should be able to make this device turn red. If you're in the hallway next door and you want to join me in here, all you have to do is come right on by. Just come on by. Everybody's welcome here. Alright. So I am not allowed behind the bar because I, first off, do not want to mess anything up that, you know, they have going here in terms of their liquor license or any of that. So I'm only allowed in this main area. I am down here attempting to make contact with Senator Patterson. If that's possible, if he wants to make contact with me. Of course, this is all entirely up to him, and it always will be. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get my gear going. If I can. So there are clicking noises, but it sounds like it's the TV system or something. It's regular. It's not extraordinary. Yeah, it's coming from like right there. So it's just going to be a standard noise. At least that's how I'm going to perceive it. Unless it comes this way and interacts with me. Join me. Oh man, you can hear people walking on the steps. That can be a pain. If you want to come over here and join me, you know, we can try to have a conversation. Do you like having this many people in your house? If you want to, go ahead and open the door. It's getting a little stuffy in here. That is a water drip. But again, it sounded like I heard the knob rattle. Why don't you go ahead and use your door? Open it up, let some people in. Again, I'm staying from behind the bar. Can't go much more past here. That's pretty much my stopping area right here. Again, I'm staying from behind the bar. Can't go much more past here. That's pretty much my stopping area right here. Just looking around. Don't see anything unusual, don't see anything weird. Now I've been walking around your house for a few hours now. That's me, over there in the mirror. Tell you what, how about you shake my hand? Since I'm about to go, why don't you just go ahead and give me a nice handshake? We'll call it a day. Tell you what, how about you shake my hand? Tell you what, how about you shake my hand? Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Just shake my hand. No? Alright. Alright. I'm gonna get out of here then. Dead baby room, they call it? Oh man. Can't see anything. Is this it? Might be. Feel bad if it's not. It just seems like storage. Is it around the corner? Yeah, there it is. So just had a hit on the EMF reader. Just trying to like find a source. Silent as I can. These floors are just so
the sound too. Anyone leaning against the fireplace. You can hear sirens in the distance. Okay, maybe we'll end a bed. Somewhere down there. There's a vent. Yep, and there is right under that chair. There is a vent. So, again, every time I see a hot spot, I know it's a vent. That's a radiator. Chimney here with another mirror. You can see my reflection in it. That's me. See the room. There's a cold spot on the stairs. That's interesting. And that would be the windows. That's why in the mirror it appears colder. Of course, the windows are colder because it's freezing outside. It snowed a bunch today. So a lot of things are warmer considerably. The radiator is going to be the warmest part of this area. So you can see the cord going all the way to the outlet. That's interesting because far away it actually looks like somebody's sitting there, but it's just the radiator. And you know it's warming up pretty well, so it's doing its job. It's doing it well. Again, that's me. That's just my reflection. One of my all-time goals is to get an image at some point of somebody sitting in a chair in thermal without anyone being there. I don't know if I'm ever going to get that anytime soon. But this is one of the areas where they say it feels like somebody's watching you from the steps. Of course, there are lights up there, so those hot spots are just lights. Yeah, so people claim to be being watched from that staircase, banister area. I don't see anything on here. I didn't see anything last night. Didn't feel like I was being watched when I sat there. So we're gonna go down now. I'm gonna turn on my phone's flashlight so that I can actually see this time. It might make this investigation just a little easier. So that's a mirror. So all I'm getting here is my reflection. This is the bar room, so I'm going to go in here first. Alright, and since I'm down here, just secured the door. Alright, and since I'm down here, just secured the door. I am speaking up a little bit more. That way, I wanted to stay quiet downstairs so I didn't disturb anybody. That's interesting. I guess, so behind these two chairs, it's one chair, that's the other, there's a radiator. And I guess from a little bit away, if you look at temperature, the table in between the two chairs is a little bit warmer. The closer you get, the cooler it gets. Oh man, I'm getting dry mouth. The whispering. But, yeah. Nothing unusual in here. I'm physically allowing myself to see tonight. I only used IR last night to see. Because I would probably bump into and crash everything and break everything if I had to walk in here without IR. Now, I am not allowed behind the bar. I said this last night. Rules have not changed. With thermal, however, there is a mirror, and I just want to see if anything reflects behind me. I've done my best to put myself out of the angle so you barely get me. But I still don't see anything. I really didn't feel anything in here last night either. It was actually rather comfortable. So, despite stories of, oh boy. So that's a portrait right there. That's me reflecting in it. You can actually see their outlines. Again, not getting much. This is a very comfortable and cozy room, though. This is my kind of hangout. I'm gonna have to pause real quick and just check my battery. Yeah, it's at 42%. Again, I get about 30 minutes out of a full battery. So this is one of the things responsible for the noises I was hearing, as well as the TV here. You can actually see where the TV is putting weight against the wall. You might want to tell them about that tomorrow, because it's not only making a little bit of a creaking sound, but it doesn't sound exactly stable. Down here you have the radiator, which is also making expansion and contraction noises. They have cameras in here, they have IR. That's what that is over there. Now, I haven't been told that they've caught anything on camera in this room. So I'm assuming that everything caught in this room is just experiences. Again, nothing seems out of place. I need to let this recalibrate for a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my audio recorder in the middle of the coffee table right here. I'm going to walk around with my device, my EMF detector, and do a sweep of the room. I think I can do a better job of it tonight than I did last night. I'm just going to narrate the numbers I get from various places, but I'm going to do a thorough sweep, and then I'm going to sit down in the chair. I might even start plugging my thermal camera into a battery so that it can last longer. So I'm going to start here at the chair. Nothing. And again, I'm not using my K2 meter because it's been on the fritz here lately. I think I need to replace it. But that's neither here nor there. Nothing. There's like a little outlet right here. You can see the outline of it. It's not giving off signal. The radiator. There we go. Oh, you can see the numbers. Yeah. So here's the thing. So the thing is if you're sitting on a leather seat with two objects behind you producing 40 milligauss of electricity, you might get some EMF poisoning. You can experience paranoia. You can get some headaches. If you're sensitive to it, you can even have hallucinations and imagine things that aren't really there. I never noticed these lights last night. If I did, I forgot them. I forgot about them. I don't think I noted them. Oh, did not mean to bump into the hourglass. It's a really nice hourglass. It's not getting off a reading. Not that it should, but it would be weird if it did, and I would note that. It's kind of the wine area. That's my reflection. It's a case of glass. Nothing unusual. Unless, I back out of the way and there's still a figure of a person there. And there isn't. Table. Again, another TV. That's just my reflection. Is there anything else reflected from the room? Anything that isn't me? Not that I can see. Now, if this picture started giving something off, I'd be thinking something. But the picture is giving off zeros. See? Can you physically? Oh, right, there's the camera. See? Zeros. It's fairly close to the thermal camera too, and it's still giving off zeros. So there's no paranormal energy coming off the photo. The bar seems good. Whatever all that is seems fine. Bar itself, nothing. Nothing in chairs. Still do not get any semblance of someone sitting in here. I don't get the impression of someone talking. So I'm just going to sit right here. Put this on the coffee table as I tend to do. Alright. One more look around. Nothing out of place. Doesn't look like anyone's standing anywhere. Of course, I'll review all this footage a little bit closer later. But I'm not getting any weird, creepy feelings. The only time I got chills was when I sit in this warm chair. And I will show the camera what it looks like when you have someone who sits in a chair. I mean, it's a physical presence. Like, the entire chair is now warmed up to my body temperature. You can see that someone's torso has been in it. You just don't get that there at all. You don't get any of that. So, I think anyone who watches this will concur that none of the seats in this room have that. And again, that's just the radiator down there on the floor warming that little area up, but you're not getting that from the seats. And I'll walk back over here to show. Like, it's not the seat doing that, it's the radiator on the floor behind it. Alright. Well, it's 2 a.m. Okay. So, I did just make my job a little harder with the battery plugged into the thermal. Because now I'm going to go into the dead baby room. Okay. Okay, I just switched from a thermal to regular camera. You might have noticed on the video, I went out of my way to ensure this door was closed. And you can clearly see it is unlatched. So what I want to do real quick is just see if this door has a way of maybe if you don't twist it all the way like that, shuts it. That is not all the way shut. I could have sworn that I heard it latch. So I want to go back about, I don't know, I've been here for what, 15, 20 minutes? I want to go back to the thermal camera and to my audio recording of when I came into this room. And I want to listen very carefully for the door unlatching, but I also want to listen for me latching the door, because this could actually be a good clue. This could be something. The door does not give off any signal, anything like that. But yeah, I just need to go back and look. Give off any signal, anything like that. But all right, and since I'm down here, just secured the door. Alright, and since I'm down here, just secured the door. I am speaking up a little bit more. Now, I haven't been told that they've caught anything on camera in this room. So I'm assuming that... Now, I haven't been told that they've caught anything on camera in this room. So I'm assuming that... And you can still hear the fire detector, smoke detector upstairs go off at 40-second intervals. So I wanted to jump in here because the next piece of evidence was like a personal experience and the audio you're about to hear. So I considered myself done for the night. It was like 3 a.m. I had spent like 45 minutes on that chair before it, like, I knew there was a logical explanation for the chair. I just was too tired and I couldn't think straight and I wasn't able to figure it out until the morning. So I'm just like done. I'm exhausted at just like staring at this chair that's giving off these EMF fields. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go back up to the room. So I go back up to the Biltmore room. My wife is in bed asleep.
As I walk in, I hear a voice. To me, it sounded like, "Ah," and it was that tone, higher, slightly higher than a whisper, but not quite a full, like, rigid voice. So somewhere between a whisper and a normal voice. I immediately flip the audio recorder on. And I don't have the ability to like put the thermal camera on. So I put the audio recorder on the chair in the room and I just put the EMF detector on the bed and I turn on the thermal camera and I start recording. Um, but in between turning on the audio recorder and turning on the thermal camera, as I'm taking a step backwards away from the chair, I kind of trip over my luggage and I apologize for leaving the room a mess. And that is where this EVB kind of comes in over my voice. I'm going to let you hear it a few times. And again, in titled comments, you're going to see what the interpretation of the team is of what's being said. So this is the last piece of evidence. Enjoy. Look, I know we left your room in a mess. Look, I know we left your room in a mess. Look, I know we left your room in a mess. Look, I know we left your room in a mess. So after investigating the Patterson Inn in Denver, Colorado for 2 nights, I don't have a clear like piece of evidence to say this place is haunted, but I do have enough stuff to make me curious about what evidence I find. So I'm done investigating for today. I got to go analyze some evidence, and then I'll be able to let you know if the Patterson Inn is haunted or if it's all BS.
Here's the door.